Welcome to Innovation in Government, Powering the Future of Health IT, presented by Carahsoft. I'm your host, Francis Rose. Federal health IT leaders say they're entering a new era. The components of that new era include electronic health records, new privacy and security rules, and a growing focus on rural health. Those leaders say they'll incorporate artificial intelligence into the transformation that's coming as health IT rethinks trust, fraud mitigation, and more. That's where I'll start with Tim Boltz of Carahsoft. Tim, welcome. Thanks for joining me. How are electronic health records evolving over time? How are they different now than when the concept first came around?
Yeah, Francis, thanks for having me and for putting on this phenomenal program. The electronic health record is not new. However, it's been monumental in preparing us for the modernization that is happening in IT, health IT today. 20 years ago or 15 years ago, everything was paper. Everything was had the limitations of paper. And with the power that AI brings to our healthcare systems and really our treatment plans for patients, EHR is the foundation of that data, right? And so AI is only as powerful as the data that it consumes, right, to power its decisions. And so ensuring that EHR is implemented and really works for the physician and the clinician to spend more time with their patient. And then what I'm really excited about as we really sort of unbox and understand the power of AI is, okay, that data has to be available, it has to be uniform, and it is really what I think is going to be the secret sauce that really promotes and expands a very exciting time to be in health IT, as we're going to see really cool treatments come out that are going to be powered by AI and the EHR.
I keep reading about and hearing about from practitioners across the federal government the fact that EHR are evolving in such a way that, to exactly one of the points that you just made, the caregiver is spending time giving care instead of keeping track of stuff. What's driving that? What are the technology growth? What's the technology growth that's driving that?
Great question. So I think it really hit me. I am a father of two young children, and my daughter, when she plays doctor, she has a laptop. Mm-hmm. And so when I played doctor, 30 years ago, I had a stethoscope and I was treating a patient.
Yeah.
She has a barrier between her and her imaginary patient. Mm-hmm. So that's really when I sort of woke up as a technologist and said, okay, that's wrong.
That's
right?
Not the way it should be.
No. Having technology between a physician or a clinician or someone providing care and their patient, that is not where we want technology to be. We want technology empowering these folks that are doing phenomenal things in cancer research, in vaccine development, in drug development. And so that really set me on my mission of, okay, how do we create technology and solutions with humans sort of, designed, right? Human-centered design. And so I think some wins that we're seeing across the board in health IT, specific to AI, is ambient listening, right? Lots of providers are bringing ambient listening into the patient-doctor conversation. And what that's doing is freeing up the doctor from taking notes to having a conversation like we're having today. Mm-hmm. But yet all of that important information is getting transcribed into the EHR. And if that's getting transcribed into the EHR, okay, the physicians, clinicians are going to have it, right, as they go back and review the patient record. And then as we start to layer in some of these large language models and other things, which are still coming, that is really where I think the rubber meets the road on personalized care, personalized medicine, which is going to transform over the next 10 to 20 years, life expectancy, as well as equity of care. So it's exciting.
There are two things that come to mind as you describe that scenario there. I think about the privacy implications of me saying to an AI bot, essentially, while my doctor is in the room, here's what's going on with me. And then I think about that repository of information of all of those patients in that practice and what the cybersecurity requirements will be. What do privacy and cybersecurity look like in this kind of brave new world that you're describing?
It's all one of the same.
Yeah.
So I think essentially AI is a tool that is going to unlock a lot of doors and really accelerate the way that we deliver care. But with the use of AI comes all of the tangential and really important things that come along with how do we protect data, how do we protect privacy, et cetera. And so this notion of data lakes, right, and understanding and accessing data, super important. And science and healthcare have been doing this for a long time, right? Data sets are at the foundation of everything that we do. So the digitization is something that has to happen. Securing this data while also making it accessible, super important. And so I think we need to address a few cybersecurity sort of housekeeping, zero trust, understanding who has access to data, ensuring that the right folks within the care plan have access to this data, and then ensuring that the federal government and this administration incentivizes the providers. You talked about rural health. There's some money set aside on helping those folks address their patient populations. So coming out with some thought leadership around this is how you secure the data. These are some AI models that you should be looking at to improve patient care, et cetera. I think all of that exists. We just need to, as a community and industry, do a better job of making those resources available and those best practices available. And so cybersecurity is something of utmost importance, which is really, something we have to do in tandem with delivery of AI. And then also the governance, right? If you don't have strong governance of access to data, where the data sits and is stored, it's going to be really interesting because you're going to have someone doing it a little bit differently. And that difference, even though it might be slight, is where bad actors and ransomware can sort of get in. And so updating the HIPAA regulations, understanding how providers will be incentivized to adopt cybersecurity, deploy AI, et cetera, will be something super relevant and super important as we go on this modernization journey.
Tim, it's great to have you here. Thanks very much for joining.
Thanks, Francis.